Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It's actually a lovely day in the city of Abuja, and we have a lot of sporting stories lined on the show this morning. And we'll be starting with the pound-to-pound sports, that is boxing, where we have quite a lot of Nigerians when it comes to boxing that are holding their own in the world and on the continent. Like I said, on the continent and the world at large. We are going to be talking of one of our Nigerian boxer, but not based in the country, based in United States. He stays in Stratford, precisely. Let's look at Efe Ajagba. By name, he was at Rio 2016, that is Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro 2016. From there on, this guy has been fantastic. Now he's ready to defend his WBC silver title against Italian challenger by name Guido Vianello, who is challenging Efe Ajagba for his silver WBC title. That is a World Boxing Commission. That's the meaning of WBC. So for Efe Ajagba, he holds a record of 19 wins. Out of that 19 wins, just one loss. But in all, 14 knockouts in the total of 19 fights that he has engaged in. The last time out in November of last year, 2023, in the fourth round, he defeated Joseph Godal in the fourth round of that particular fight. Now he will be fighting Vianello in the silver WBC title, which is a good one. He's holding that belt. That's the silver belt for WBC, and now he'll be challenging Vianello is challenging him for that belt, for that title, and let's see how that fight would go. That fight is set for April 20th, right there at the American Bank Center in Corpus Christi, in Texas, United States of America. Abba Michael will be joining me on the show pretty soon, but if he's ready, he'll be coming up on live to actually talk about these and other stories on the show. Okay, Abba Michael is ready. Abba Michael, welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. It's good having you on the show this morning. Let's quickly go straight. Talking about Efe Ajagba, he will be facing Vianello for his silver belt title later. That is on the 20th of this month.
Yes, I mean, it's a good one. First of all, he has a striking resemblance with Francis Ngannou to begin with. And then secondly, he is one of the top 5 upcoming heavyweights. I look forward to a day where we would have Anthony Joshua, versus Efe Ajagba, 2 Nigerians at the highest level of the heavyweight. That is my dream. That is my prayer for Efe Ajagba. He has 19 wins. I think he has only lost once to one Francis Sanchez. Vianello also has 1 loss to Jonathan Rice. I see Efe Ajagba claiming it all. I see Efe Ajagba taking Vianello down. City of Texas. It's an opportunity for Efe Ajagba to put himself on the map. We've only known Anthony Joshua in recent times. We need more Nigerians flying our flags. And Efe Ajagba is giving himself an opportunity to be Nigeria's next boxing superstar. Oh. And I look forward to his speedy rise to the top. If we can have 2 to challenge Usyk, it would be a good one for Nigeria. So we are looking forward to the fight.
Okay, we are looking forward to the fight. If we can have 2 of Nigerians in the heavyweight division in world boxing, it's going to be a fantastic one. Like Michael, like he said, Efe Ajagba is on the rise, getting to that place to join Anthony Joshua on the heavyweight division. That means we are going to have 2 Nigerians on that division. Let's see how it goes on the 20th of April, right there in Texas, America. That he also based in America, but that's not where he stays. He stays in Stratford. But let's see how everything will go down on the 20th at Corpus Christi in Texas, America, where Efe Ajagba will be up against Vianello in the silver WBC title bout. All right, let's leave the boxing and go straight to the ping pong game. It's not a good news where former African number one, let me use former African number one, he's now number two on the continent of Africa. Haruna Kadri has accused the world authorities for selective justice. When we say selective justice, Haruna Kadri has been punished for not attending the WTT event in Korea, where we know that because of sickness, he could not attend that event. About two events that he couldn't attend, and now he has deduct some points and also find some monetary punishment coming along, where right now Haruna Kadri say because he's a Nigerian African, this injustice has been meted out to him. Michael, I think I feel for Haruna Kadri, because a lot of persons might say maybe because he lost the number one spot on the continent of Africa, that's why he's coming out to actually spit this out, to say this. But I don't think so, Michael. I don't know, in your own opinion, I think the World Table Tennis Federation didn't really handle matters very well. If actually what he said, that he wrote to them, he actually gave them the reasons why he was not in that competition.
Yes, to say the least, I am very, very disappointed with the WTT ITTF. Extremely disappointed, because Wang Chun-Queen, world number one, he wasn't there at Incheon, Korea. I watched every round of that WTT match that just concluded. Liang Jin-kun, world number three, won the tournament that Haruna Kadri just missed. I watched his finals against Calderano. Now, because Haruna Kadri couldn't make it, they forgot that Haruna Kadri has a club side in Portugal, and it is this club side that pays his salaries. He is under endorsement with Gewo, Nexus. They also pay him, and he has to follow their instructions. Besides, they need to remember that he's human after all, and so even when he doesn't make it because due to ill health, it should be understandable. We have a couple of athletes, table tennis, who miss tournaments. Yet, it is thrown under the carpet. Why is it? Because it's an African, a Nigerian number one, and an African number two. Why is it when it's Haruna Kadri's turn that they know how to open the books and check if one is obeying the extant laws or rules and regulations, ethics and all that? I think it's completely unfair. I look forward to whoever the Nigerian table tennis president is, even the sports commission. We need to come to Haruna Kadri's aid. I mean, you are looking at a tournament where you are not likely to win, and they expect you to go there with ill health. It's not possible, and I think he can't do it alone. He needs to go to. This is the first Nigerian we're seeing dominating the table tennis circuit. I told you last time, number 8, he beat Tomi Akazu, who is world number 9. I mean, he beat world number 5. December. He is actually making waves, and so he should be encouraged, not to be discouraged. This type of sanctions will only be a deterrent to his illustrious career, and I think the Nigerian government needs to, of course, extend an olive branch to ensure that they help him see this through, to cancel those sanctions and fines imposed upon him.
Yes, to cancel the sanctions and fines imposed upon him. I think the WTT body didn't do well because his appeal was rejected and thrown out. And I think the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation president and every of his board member and also the sports ministry should come to the aid of Haruna Kadri in this at this point in time, which is not really good for him. We know he is aging, but he has dominated the sports for so long. He stayed on the number one on the continent of Africa for quite a number of weeks before Omar Assar, and I believe this, because of all of this, Omar Assar took over as African number one in the latest ranking. But let's leave the ping pong game, Haruna Kadri, and come back to Abuja. Let's come back home straight quickly, where the Paris 2024 Olympic women's football qualifiers, the last qualification series, it will happen this weekend, on the 5th of April, between the Bayana of South Africa and our own darling Super Falcons of Nigeria at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. The camp for Super Falcons was opened on Sunday, and as we speak, 17 players are already in camp, hoping for others to join up before the end of today. And Asisa Toshola, like we all know, I said it on this show, she will be joining the rest of the team tomorrow, that is Thursday, or from from her base in United States of America. But as we speak right now, the team have 17 players in camp, and they had their first training session yesterday evening, and they continue today. They are done. They are done with the first training session this morning. They are having a closed door training session, and later on in the evening they will still have another one tomorrow until the D-Day on Friday. But Michael, this match is fast approaching, is fast coming upon us here in the city of Abuja. It's a big one. Super Falcons against a team for quite some time now. We've not been able to really get the better of the South African ladies.
Yes, kind of coach they have, a world-class coach doing the needful to ensure that Bayana keeps blazing the trail. But as a matter of fact, this is the Olympics. I listened to Novak Djokovic 2 days ago, and he said something that touched me, that despite winning 24 Grand Slams, he doesn't have an Olympic singles gold medal. And that makes him feel incomplete. Yes. And I want to chat which sees and treasures and values the Olympics. I wonder why they shouldn't value and treasure the Olympics. It's not just about the coaching now. I want these girls to look at the goal. The Olympics is the target. What Olympics does to your sporting resume is phenomenal and indescribable. If you have an Olympic experience, medal or no medal, it shoots your sporting CV to the highest apex of heights. You automatically become a legend. That is what they should have at the back of their minds. And so they shouldn't see it as Nigeria is distracting them. It's an opportunity for you to make a name for yourself. You can win the World Cup, you can win African Championship, but winning the Olympics is very special, is unique in itself. And so these ladies, for the fact that we've not been there since Beijing, the onus should be on the Olympics. Bayana or no Bayana, ensure that you are on the flight to Paris so that you can be among the Olympics. We remember, Mikel Obi, most especially because of the Olympics that he had in 2008, apart from the World Junior in 2005. That Olympics where he faced off with Lionel Messi is what made Mikel Obi a superstar. And so I urge the girls, they could just make a name for themselves and become indelible in the sands of Nigerian sporting history.
Yes, indelible in the sands of Nigeria's sporting history. They will become automatically an Olympian if they've definitely guessed that to qualify for the Olympics. The game will be happening at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium on Friday here in the city of Abuja, and we are looking forward to that game. But let's quickly talk about these. What are your expectations? Because this is going to be a very tough one for Randy Wardrum and the guys. It now boils down to both coaches, Desiree Ellis and Randy Wardrum. And I know we have the individual talent. But do you think this team can actually go to that extreme? Can go to at least stretch it, get this ticket at all cost?
Yes, if you look at our players, pound for pound, I think we have the edge. Individual brilliance. We have players that can steal a game any day, anytime. But this is a team sport. I want the players to leave individual statistics behind. This is a collective goal. When you look at what we did in '96 Olympics, where you saw the connection that led to Amunike scoring that winning goal, if you look at the semi-finals against Brazil, you will know that it's more than just having good players. It has a lot to do with a team sport. The players, they need to play for one another, complement one another. When somebody has an easier, good look to scoring, release the ball. The goal scorer must not be Azizat Oshoala or Rashidat Ajibade. It can be anybody as long as you are in a good position to score. Team effort is the only thing that can take us to these Olympics. And if Randy Waldron can preach cohesion, I think it will go a long way in helping our team seal and punch tickets to become Olympians.
Okay, and punch the ticket to become Olympians. The return leg will come up on the 9th of April at Loftus Versfield in Pretoria, South Africa. But we need to get a favorable result here in Abuja on Friday before we move to South Africa. And that is what we are wishing the Super Falcons, a favorable game and a better outing on Friday. Let's leave the Super Falcons and talk about the Women's League. So talking about the women's football, now we have matches lined up in the Nigerian Women's Football League for match day 12. Actions have really going on. They've resumed after some break. So we have the fixtures of match day 12 of the Nigerian Women's Football League on the screen as we speak. We have Danas Ladies, who will be against Adamawa Queens. Nigeria Raiders will play Royal Queens, and Confluent Queens of Kogi will take on Heartland Queens of Owerri. That is in Group A. We just have 3 games in Group A. And then in Group B, we also have fixtures in Group B that will be coming up also today in the Nigerian Women's Football League. You know, it's match day 12. We have a lot of teams in our hand. Okay, we have Remo Stars Ladies of Ikene, who will be at home in Ogun State to face FC Robo Queens. That is a Southwest derby. We have Ekiti Queens against Edo Queens. We have Sunshine Queens of Akure, who will be at home also to play Rivers Angels, former champions, and Delta Queens will take on Bayelsa Queens, which is a cracker. That is a Niger Delta derby. Michael, these girls are doing so well when it comes to women's club football in Nigeria. And the big one in Group B, Delta Queens against Bayelsa Queens, former champions against the defending champions. So big one, big game in the Niger Delta derby. And you know what is when it's a derby, you expect fireworks from the blast of the whistle.
Yeah, definitely. It's a South derby. Should I call it oil money derby? Because that's where we have these are their oil-rich states, and we have the queens going lock to lock horns against each other, one another. It's definitely going to be heartwarming. It's definitely going to be epic. I want to urge Nigerian fans there. It's not only going to watch Eimba or watching Heartland. I think we need to also watch the ladies. We could easily pick 1 or 2 names when it comes to the Nigerian men's football league. But when it comes to the ladies, you will see players hardly remember any of these girls, except they are playing for the Super Falcons or the Super Falconettes. So let's try and know these ladies even better at the club side, at the club level, so that when the Randy Waldrum is not picking the right players, we could tell him that, hey, go to Bayelsa Queens. We have a fine player there. Go to Delta Queens or Confluence Queens or Heartland Queens. You know, we have a good midfielder here and there. We also want to watch the scouts and also visit the leagues, the stadiums where these ladies are playing. You could as well help Randy Waldrum to get the next Azizat Oshwala or maybe Ajibade. I mean, the next, or Abiodun Deborah, the next big star may just be locked in one of these teams. And so the scouts should pay attention, take note of very good players that are playing in this league. And we are hoping that this derby will definitely be worth its hype.
Okay, what's its hype? That is Delta Queens against Bayelsa Queens, and Bayelsa Queens goalkeeper Jiwaku is with the Super Falcons, the third choice goalkeeper that was invited, and one of the home base player that was invited into the Super Falcons fold. All right, let's leave the NWFL, state staying in Nigeria. We also have matches lined up in the men's league. It's match day 28. One game went down yesterday between Remo Stars of Ikene and Gombe United at the Pantamim Stadium. It ended goalless between those two teams at the Pantamim Stadium. But games continue today in match day 28 of the Nigerian Premier Football League. That is the men's league now, where we have actions lined up. Also, we have Aqua United, who will be at home against Doma United, and we have other games that will be coming up today also in the Nigerian Premier Football League. It's match day 28. Michael, I know the second stanza of the league has been tough, going tough, and has been going well. We've seen better organization. Before you react to it, let me just run over the fixtures. Abia Warriors will entertain Plateau United. Heartland FC of will be away to Bayelsa United. Enugu Rangers will be at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium to play Sunshine Stars of Akure. Enyimba against Kano Pillars. That is the big one of March day 28. Shooting Stars of Ibadan against Kwara United. Sporting Lagos take on Lobby Stars, and Bendel Insurance will play Niger Tornadoes at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. The big game of the day is Enyimba against Kano Pillars, and all eyes will also be on Enugu Rangers against Sunshine Stars, because Enugu Rangers are at the top of the table with 48 points and 13 goal difference as it stands right now.
Will probably have not been on top of the table if Plateau had beaten Aqua United in the last visit. But then it is what it is. Plateau had very first loss of the season. I mean, they were just one big win away from being at the top, and then suddenly they capitulated. Well, for Enyimba of Aba, it's I believe they'll be definitely the overwhelming favorites, being that they will be home for this encounter. And then I hope my Plateau United go ahead to at least pick a draw against Abia Warriors. That's my prediction, because Plateau have had a couple of great games outside the new Zaria Road Stadium. And so it's definitely an opportunity to see teams change places. You know, Nigeria is the funniest league in the world. You can be on top of the league today. Next week, you are in the second or third. The third or fourth week, you are back on top. And then they keep taking turns at top of the table. But perhaps they look really authoritative and having so much audacity at the moment. I think our coach, Fidelis, is also a former Plateau United coach. I think he's doing a great job with Enugu Rangers so far. But I think with 10, 11 matches to go, the league is still open. Any of the top 3, top 4 can still pick it at the end of the day.
Yes, any of the top 3, top 4 can still pick it at the end of the day. The good thing is that we've seen a better organization of the Nigerian Premier League this season, and also referees getting sanctioned for maybe misconduct in games and whatever, for how they officiate, and it's a good one, and that is the way to go. All right, let's leave the Nigerian Premier Football League and go straight to Europe. There were actions in the in EPL, that is English Premier Football League. Last night, where we had a couple of games in the English Premier Football League, and we'll see the result, and also we'll look at the table, and also later on we'll look at the fixtures for today. But for the games played yesterday, it was a good one for teams like Fulham. It was not a good one for Fulham. For Nottingham Forest, a good one for them. They were able to get he win against Fulham, 3-1 against Fulham in that game, and Newcastle and Everton played a 1-1 draw. FC Bournemouth against Crystal Palace was 1-0 in favor of Bournemouth. Burnley and Wolverhampton Wanderers played 1-1. West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur, also that is a London derby, played a 1-1 draw. Let's quickly look at the table. Let's have the English Premier Football League table and see what that draw means for Tottenham Hotspur. Now they have 57 points after 30 games played. Liverpool still stay at the top, who has a game in hand with 67 points. Arsenal followed closely with 65 points. Second, Man City third, 64 points, and Manchester United is 6th with 48 points. We have Wolves on the 10th position with 42 points. Let's look at the flip side of the table quickly. We now have Sheffield United still remain at the bottom of the table with 15 points, and Bournemouth at the second half of the table with 11 position and 41 points. Chelsea follow with 40 points, who have a game in hand also, that is against Manchester United on Thursday. Fulham 13th, and we have Nottingham Forest on the 17th position. Now let's leave the EPL, Michael, and talk about the NBA. There were actions in the NBA games played earlier as of this morning, last night. It was a fantastic one, fantastic result. But let's see the result before Michael will react to it. We have LA Lakers who beat Toronto Raptors 128 to 111 points. Milwaukee Bucks 113 to 117 of Washington Wizards. Milwaukee Bucks lost that game. Oklahoma City Thunder lost to Philadelphia 76ers by 4 points, 105 to 109. And we have New York Knicks 99 to 109 of Miami Heat. They lost that game. That is the Knicks. And we have Houston Rockets lost to Minnesota Timberwolves 106 to 113, and we have LA Clippers lost to Sacramento Kings 95 to 109 points. Michael, quickly, I think the NBA has been fantastic. And we've seen these games earlier of this morning. Good one for the likes of Miami Heat and Co, who had a very good outing. And for Milwaukee Bucks, well, I don't really know what's going on this season with Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucks have been on and on, off. They are the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Giannis Antetokounmpo is averaging 30 points and 12 rebounds. That's monstrous. He's still the second best player in the world right now. I think they have about 52 wins so far in the season. The team is not doing badly at all. Every team is tanking and waiting for the playoffs. For the Los Angeles Lakers, they are gradually getting themselves back into playoff contention. And you know, when LeBron James is at his best, he had 23 points last night. Of course, the Lakers were able to take out Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors is where we have Nigeria's own VOM's own, where I'm staying, Ochai Agbaji. And the Toronto Raptors have RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. I think they are the two leading scorers for the team. But then Lakers have been on a run. I think in the last 6-7 games, they've had a streak of wins. And I think that's a good one for them. For the Denver Nuggets, today they are on top. Tomorrow they are second. They have a serious contention in the West. There are 3 teams that are contesting for the top seed. The Denver Nuggets, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Oklahoma City Thunder. All 3 teams have been exchanging the first position the last in the last 1 week. Well, Dallas Mavericks, they have 2 big stars. And I believe that duo is ready to do the magic when playoff time comes.
Okay, well.
To the Golden State Warriors, a night where Steph Curry dropped only 13 points. It's difficult to see Curry drop 13 points, but that was what happened. And then the Dallas Mavericks couldn't just get past them. And then the NBA should be aware of Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, they are doing something serious. I think they should pay attention to those guys because come playoff time, these guys may just take away any obstacle from the way.
Okay, all right. Before we go on the show, let's look at today's fixtures. There are games that are lined up in today's fixtures. We have Arsenal against Luton Town in the English Premier League, and Brentford will be at home to play Brighton and Hove Albion. Manchester City in battle of the top 4 there against Aston Villa at Etihad Stadium. And we'll have other games that will be coming up tonight. The German Cup, Bayer Leverkusen against Fortuna Düsseldorf. That is the semi-final in German Cup. Italian Coppa, we have Fiorentina against Atlanta. It's also semi-final, where we have Juventus in the final already. Paris Saint-Germain will play Rennes, also a semi-final in the French Cup. Let's see who will play Lyon in the final of the French Cup de France right there in France. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show. Abba Michael, thanks for coming on the show this lovely morning. It's wonderful having you on 360 Sports from Trust TV.
Thank you very much, Sports Senator. You are the best.
I am Emmanuel Fashimiti.